told you that we are a big family with together as 9 brothers and sisters. Now, I was born in Kudapur, as I told you earlier, a small town in a small but most popular town. A lot of stalwarts are born from that town. And I did my schooling in Hindu primary school in Kundapur. Thereafter, I did my higher from 6th standard to 11th standard. I did it in Board High School, Kundapur. But you wanted me to tell about my childhood.
Yes,
But
sir.
I think if you ask me, this is all I can say, that I have studied there. And it is about my family. But you ask me a question, I shall answer.
Yes, sir, surely. Then you had many friends over there when you were studying in that school?
No, see, we are living is different in olden days, not like a unitary system. See, my parents had a house in the Kundapur town, but we are all of our relatives, friends, they are all from villages. My father is from a Chittur village, that is in near Vandse, near Kollur temple. And then my mother is at the village, Nailadi village. That's how we get the name Nailadi, because of the matriarchal system. And it is near Mandarthi temple. You must have heard, Mandarthi temple in Udupi district. So near that is a village. We have a lot of relatives because our family, we're all a joint family system in those days. My father was in Kundapur town because he was making a business apart from the agricultural, looking after the agriculture properties. So we had a house in the Kundapur.
Okay.
For this, the main advantage for us was that we can go for schools. So my mother is one of the those she has studied only up to 3rd standard. For want of reasons, she has discontinued. She was born in a place called Brahmavar. Brahmavar is, you must be knowing Brahmavar. And she went to school up to 3rd, 4th standard. My father, though he had an opportunity to go to school higher studies, because I see his older brother, he has done BA mathematics, but my father did only on 8th standard. So those days, it was not important for people to go to the education, because most of in our community, they are all landed properties. They want to remain in the village and look after the properties, and that's how they were making living. But my father, in addition to that, he started a business. They started with a rice business, cloth business, like that. So he had a shop in the Kundapur. But my mother is very much interested that all children must go to school. They want her, that's not enough to have just looking after the family properties. So it must school. So because of this, lot of my father's family children and my mother's family children, they all used to come and stay in our house. We are almost, when I was a young boy from the third year to 3 years of my age, I can remember, we had about 10 to 15 boys and girls studying in Kundapur, staying in our house. So that means we are not only their parents will come and go, then my parents are there, my mother's sister and her children will be there. There are so many people used to be there in the house. If I remember, my mother used to cook, one muras of rice means 3 kadisige, the measurement I'm talking about. You know about muras of rice? It is put in a 35 kg it is. So 1/3 of this, about 14 sales, that is 1 kalsi. So she used to spend, cook one kalsi of rice for us. Those days, we have rice, some curry, fish curry, prawn curry, or some curries, all those things. And we have to eat, so many people in the house who eat that. So that was, that's why my mother is always used to be busy with cooking and other things. But one thing about her, we have to appreciate today. She wanted every children to study. She used to keep a yes, very vigilant eye on each child, whether they're her children or other. Her way of taking care of all children was same. She wants everybody should know all type of work which people will survive in their life. For example, washing the cloth, we have to do it by ourselves. Though we have servants, but joining with the servants, we have to wash our cloth. We have to take care of the cows, buffaloes, and the calves and all, clean the shed. There are servants, but we have to learn. We have to see how we can keep those days toilet was different type of a toilet. But still, the area where we are using the toilet has to be clean, and always we should have all hygienic practice should be there for washing the hand with soap and other things. We are all barefoot people. We have to wash our legs properly before entering to the house. We have to go to the bed exactly at 10 o'clock in the night. Morning 6 o'clock, everybody has to get up. Everybody has to get up. So your morning rituals are done. First, you have to garden your gardens. We were told how to climb a tree, how to grow vegetables, how to take care of coconut plants, arecanut plants, and so many other fruits plants and all. We are supposed to make a garden. All work we have to do it by ourselves, and we have to know how to do this work. Though we were small children, we used to do all those things. And then again, after that, our school starts at 10 o'clock. So we are given ganji. Those days, breakfast, our ganji. Breakfast is ganji. You know what is ganji? That is cooked rice in boiled rice is cooked in a water, and along with that, we eat. That is called as ganji.
Yes.
So that is our breakfast. Even that also, it is put required quantity only once. As a son of my parents, I cannot demand more because there are so many children.
Yes.
They will put it in what is required to be there for us. Because I like that they put more, I can't demand more. Everybody is same. That is the rule for everybody. Because somebody's child may not ask because they're shy to ask or they're afraid to ask. But as my mother, I can ask very boldly. To avoid all those things, to give an equality, she is doing all those things. And we have to use same road, one single road every day to go to school. Now, after becoming a professor, visiting all over the world, knowing people, I know even in America, they insist children in the schools that they have to use only one road because the children should identify the atmosphere to reach back home, not to speak with the strangers. Those days, all of us has to go together, go to the school 5 minutes before the school, respective classes. Then when lunch break comes, we are all assembled at the gate of the school. All of us should come back together. If somebody doesn't come in 5 minutes, we have to straightly come back because we want to know why they are not coming. Parents will come to know. So this is how we did everyday schooling. But reading, of course, morning we never used to read. Only in the evening we read. We playing, but we have to play in our big compound only. We had a big compound where a lot of children can play, but different. Even cricket we could have played in those places. So we play different games. But if ever friends wants to join us, they have to come to our compound only. We are not allowed to go outside and play. Then we have to, in the evening, all of us has to take a bath or wash ourselves, then go and do a prayer, the common bhajanas we used to do a compulsory it is. Then we have to go immediately for reading. So when we read, we know sometimes we don't want to read, so we do little longer bhajana also. But that is restricted again by the parents. You understand our children mentality because we don't want to read. So they are taken back. We don't have electricity in those days. One big lamp will be left. So all of us, 10, 12 people will be sitting around that lamp and reading. My uncle used to be there. He is a little older than all of us, about 6, 7 years older. And he used to monitor us. At 10 o'clock, of course, after the dinner, we again go and sit in the reading. And then 10 o'clock is our sleeping time. Sometimes my uncle, he goes into dozes and 10 o'clock. So we will make a lot of noises and all to wake him up. If we sleep, he used to give us one putti, like this. And so that is how our childhood we want to study. But we were not knowing why we have to study. This is one problem with us because our parents are not educated. They have not made us that what line we should take, what is our interest. They cannot make it. But my mother was insisting everybody must go to college. That is my maternal uncle went. Of course, he became a engineer and he occupied a very big positions in government of India as looking after the steel plants, government steel plants in North India. And then my another uncle also went. He became a professionally dental surgeon and then he became retired as a dean and a director later on, director of medical services. Now, for us, we passed our 11th standard, those days 11th standard. For me, I was very young to reach the 11th standard. Because earlier, my brother Ratnakar, the difference between us is one year, 3 months. He's born in April, I'm born in July. So 1 year, 3 months is our difference. So I was probably more naughty than him. So everybody used to call it as, his name is Ratnakar. Instead of calling Ratna Siri, they used to call us Siri Ratna. Maybe I am a little naughty at that time. So everybody used to call me first. He went to school when I was 3.5 years old. 3.5 years old, he went to school. I was feeling all alone. Even today, I remember that scene, which I'm waiting at the gate of that house. Still, I remember, I'm telling you. The many events in childhood I remember, but this is one thing which, because I always think about it, why I have joined early. So I used to wait for my brother to come back from the school. So my mother took a lot of, because I was a little silent, I was not playing at all in the house. So my mother said, I think he should also go to the school. So I was taken to the school. But that time, there was no kindergarten or anything, straight away for first standard. So somebody who took me to the school, they gave a little 1 year older than my brother. And my age was a little 1 year older. Of course, we had an opportunity to correct it when we came back to sixth standard, because we changed the school, from primary school to the high school. Now, as they changed, so when I appeared for my SSLC, those days secondary school leaving certificates, they were in Madras Presidency, right? My name is Sridhar, SHRI should be, but Madras people, they write SR. They don't have she, SH. They don't use pronouns. They don't pronounce Sri. They don't pronounce P. Tamil Nadu people, they don't pronounce all those things. So instead of saying Prabhu, they will say Prabhu. Maybe knowing it, I don't know. But my name this becomes Sridhar, SRIDHR. That's why H is missing in my name.
Okay.
Now, I was not allowed to appear for examination when I reached the 11th standard because I was an underage. Of course, I have to make a medical certificate and then appear for examination. But in these school days, even in our schools, there were a lot of good teachings for us. We used to do a gardening. One period of gardening was there for us. Growing vegetables. We used to have a play time. 1 hour in a day is a play time for us. So we used to play a lot of games, kabaddi, or there is rainy season. There is one game called as Coke, like that jumping. There are different games.
Your favorite game?
That doesn't require anything. I am all rounder, but my favorite game, if you ask me, is volleyball. I'm a university shuttle badminton player, volleyball player, basketball player, sportsman. I take a lot of interest in sports also. Sprinter. When I was in a 9th standard, I was selected for a district meet to go to Barco.
Wow.
For a district meet, I was selected. I was, 9th standard means I was only 12 years old. But when I went for a competition, I saw big boys, they're all SSLC boys. And of course, I took a competition, but I could not get a first place or second place. But I participated in the sports. All that time, so I developed myself as a good sportsman, good physique, good food habits, no vices. We cannot buy anything from the house, from the shops. Even chocolates we cannot buy. Anything, money, if somebody gives you money, you have to give it to the mother. She will put it in our piggy bank. That those days, in the bus used to be there with the one hole, they'll put money. And a very interesting thing is for us to give an incentive for collecting a money. But now, for example, we have a big compound outside. We all don't buy chicken, this is cock or hen or eggs or anything from outside, milk or anything from outside. Everything is done in our house. So when hen hatches, small chicks comes, it will be given to us. I have to wrap this. So what we used to do is, because it is my name, so what I will do is, I will, when I eating, I put separate one rice bowl with the little curry and all, because I want them to be very sure. Then when it grows up, if it's a hen, whatever the egg comes, they will use it. And money will be given to us to put it into that piggy bank only. We can't use that money.
Yes.
Understand? So my mother used to buy something, some gold ring or gold chain for us with that money. This is our earning those days. But if it is some guest comes, they have to kill the cock, means that money will come to us. Like that, when another chick will be given to us. So like that, we used to grow vegetables. There is incentive. Whatever the vegetables we have grown, for that they will give us some money. That will go to the. So for every work what we do, today you get a pocket money, right? Some pocket money they are giving, some incentives you are giving for parents. If you read, if you get more. For us, for all this work, they will give incentive, but it goes to the piggy bank. For every work what we do. See, we are not allowed to go for a swimming. Our Kundapur town is surrounded by water. Gangoli River, it's a very huge water. Five rivers join there to join the sea. It's called as a Gangoli, actually Pancha Gangavali it is. We used to go in a low tide to go for learning swimming there. My mother comes to know that we get a beating from the cane. We used to go in a summer and all in some small tanks, in the field, paddy fields, there will be tanks. My mother always warns us, don't go to the tank, don't go to the river when there is a high tide, because high tide means it can draw us to the sea. Only low tide and all those things. So we used to, one day when my brother and me went for a pond for swimming.
I think you are too much attached to your mother, isn't it?
No, we are more attached because my father was busy in the business and he was interested in making money for us. Now, my mother was taking care of all the time for us. We are in contact with the mother more, and we are afraid of more of our mother than a father.
Who was your inspiration during those days, your childhood? Who was your role model?
Today, I can look back into that. My role model is, there are some teachers are there. One Devdas, he's in high school. Then there was one Desi teacher, she was in the school. Then there was one Govinda master, he was a Kannada teacher for us. All these people are for different reasons, they are all. Those two mention I think. He was Desi teacher, was a very strict teacher. We'll get in the scale every day if you make a mistake like this. You understand? Hold your hand, take this. Then Govinda master, kind word man. Very kind word. He will not say anything. I used to feel so pity for him. He was retired. When we went to the college, when we came back to the town, he will just say, Sridhar, you are my student. How are you? Where are you going? Then he will say, I'm retired now. Can you give me some money for my living? Such a nice teacher. He's not begging, but he's just asking because he's retired. Those days in pension and all, they may not get even 5 rupees or 10 rupees those days. Because their salary was 30, 40 rupees. You understand? Those days I'm talking about.
Yes.
Now, Of course, it is a big value. That money is big value. Then he's such a nice person. Then Devdas teacher, he was a science teacher for us. If you sleep in the class, he'll just throw that chalk piece on your face. And of course, that's all he does, and then makes you awake. And he teaches beautifully. He teaches. So these are the certain things which I've seen them as a teachers. But I like after growing up, going back to the colleges, I like the way my mother used to do it for all of us. You know, you may not believe that till I passed my 11th standard, I have not taken anything from outside, not even hotels, shops, anything. If you go to some car festivals or something, we bring food, we have to share. Everybody has to share. There is not that I only eat. If you know, this is all the way she used to keep us in always joining with the people to live. And our school training was so better. You know, we are made to learn bicycle. We are made to climb the trees. We are made to gardening. We are made to how to save our life in the sea when you are, scout. Scout is to teach us a lot of things, putting a lot of knots, saving life. You know, all these things were taught to us. I don't see such things are happening in anywhere in this today's college or schools. There may be a scout, but very few people may be joining it. So, like this, we have grown up in a discipline. But what happened is when we went to college, St. Aloysius College, we joined here, we are staying at Buds Hostel, we become a little liberal. Our minds, youngsters, you go into different angles. There we get spoiled. But luckily for us, we didn't have an opportunity to get spoiled. You understand what I'm saying? Now, company makes person. So you meet a good people, good virtuous people you become. If you meet a wrong people, a drink, you may smoke, you may take drugs, or you can go for prostitution. There are so many things can happen. Bad people, bad company. Because at that age, everything is challenging for you. So, okay, you are drinking, yes, I will drink. Right? Like that. You have a girlfriend, yes, I will have a girlfriend. This is the age. But our foundation from the house has given us a good foundation that not to smoke, not to drink, not to set up with the wrong people, all these things. So now that's the only change is that we have a free money to handle.
Yes.
That's the only change. Of course, we are eating in the hostel, we are eating at the outside. So from there, we are a well-trained, but coming from a village, barefoot people for playing games. But I went to college. That's all I can say in Bangalore in 1959.
So what are your hobbies, sir?
Me,
Yeah.
at this age,
From the childhood, there will be some hobbies that we carried out with us.
I want people to become something.
Okay.
Now, I always take a challenge. Suppose you can't study, you are difficulties. I'll find out why you can't study. Then I'll give you a way how to study. I have no hopes that I can't say today I'm talking to you. I don't have hopes that you will become a big orator, a national orator, or you will be doing a great social service. No, I don't have a hope. For me, every student whom I'm coming across with me, they are intelligent, they are capable. Their intelligence can be explored by teachers.
Your hobbies.
Everybody can.
Your hobbies.
Huh?
Hobbies.
My hobby.
Yeah.
Speaking, I don't have much of a hobbies. I don't stick to any hobbies. But all the time, I like to play the games because I can play all the type of games. I want to mix with all college college-going students, even children. I like the small children also. I also play with them. I become very friendly with small children. In my house, grandparents love me more than their parents. Not only my grandparents, even other grandchildren also loves me. So like that, there is nothing like hobby for me. I want everybody should become Everybody is intelligent. In my opinion, nobody is dull. It all depends upon how we are going to guide them. Now, for example, for you to join any college in the college, you have to get 35% to pass. Why 35%? Why not 100%? You understand? So 35%, that means you are capable of understanding what you are going to learn future. But if I can know you, your weaknesses, your possibilities, I can make you to get 60%. Your passing mark in our colleges, professional colleges, passing mark is 50%. So if its admission is 50%. So if they are capable of doing it, definitely you can make it. But everybody can't score 100, everybody can't score 90. Even a person with 100% mark, he is not excelling in all aspects of the science. One particular aspect he will be excelling. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Suppose in mathematics itself, he may be excelling in trigonometry, he may be excelling in analytical geometry, he may be excelling in algebra, not in all. He may be good, but excelling, what I'm talking about, excelling more than 100% is only this. This is our brain capacity. So all of us human beings, we can think, we can develop, we can do it. But there are so many reasons are given, IQ, GQ. Somehow I don't believe much in that IQ also. It is all depends upon a teacher who can identify a student by himself. So know your student before you teach. Know their children only not for lessons. Life. What is life they should know. What is life? Don't be selfish. Be with everybody. Be friendly with everybody. This is what I like to have. Not hope. I want every youngsters of this country to be like that.
What is your greatest strength, sir?
I don't know. Somebody has to say what is my strength, because I am a person who speaks on the face to anything which I find it wrong, which find it right. Some people may not like it. That's why I call it is my experience with the people may be good, bad, and ugly. Maybe my strength is the way I talk, the way I convince people, the way people accept it. And I don't get annoyed also if they don't accept it. That may be my strength.
That's what I said, your personal simplicity. At the same time, sir, all these years of life, you might have been come across many challenges in your life.
See, I go with some philosophies of my own as grown up. For example, when I graduated, there was opportunity for me to go to America. My brother-in-law was there, some of the professors who came to our college there and all. They all asked me, come there to America. But I said, no, I'm not coming. They asked why. No, everybody is going outside. I want to serve my country. This is my personal feeling. Not that I have to make an announcement for it. That's why I'm not coming. I serve the people here. There are patients here, there are students here. I will do it here with my capacity. So now that my ambition to love for the nation, love for the people, love for my students has become challenge for me in the beginning. Of course, the challenges I faced, I was very popular with all the people whom I am being a sportsman, always sportsman. This is one thing which I want to tell you. Every child should become a sportsman, not to win the laurels, to play the games, to love the games. So when you go as a sportsman, you have a sportsman spirit to accept anything, defeat or win. So because of this, you become very friendly with the people. People will request you to help them. There are so many things will happen. So I developed myself as one of the most wanted personality in my college.
Sir, do you believe those challenges made you very strong later?
Yes, that has definitely made me stronger only. No, what I'm saying is, some incidents happen. Suppose it is something like this, our society is like that. Somebody annoys you. Somebody who is in a problem, they fix the problem on them, me. Their problem, they fix it on us. And, that's the first challenge I made in my life, is that I was transferred from the college to another college, which legally it is not right for me. I took it as a challenge. Then I said, this hell with this country, and resigned and went back to abroad. But again, challenges are there even there also. I could face the challenges. I could achieve. I could still become a popular like what I was in the old college, with the colleagues, with the students. Even it's not only teachers, even other members of the universities also. So in the public also. So that was my satisfaction. So challenges is how to live with people. That is a life.
So, what inspired you to choose this profession?
Nothing inspired me. It was circumstances I joined.
What circumstances?
And I find it later on. I find it later on very interesting, because as a teacher you see thousands of young students, and as a doctor you see thousands of patients. So when my capabilities can be utilized by all these people, and when they satisfy, that is my satisfaction.
Your heart moved with pity.
I don't know how my heart. I feel that I should be useful for people.
Sir, all these years of your life, I hope your family might have been supported you one way or other ways. Can you explain to me one of the support that you received from your family?
I don't want to speak here about the support, because without their support, I couldn't have become a person like this.
Yes.
See, I married to a girl who doesn't. It's an arranged marriage, whom I don't know, and she is a graduate. She is a daughter of a famous advocate in Karkala. And she has lived with me. She has, taken all the trouble to have my anger, my anxieties, my enthusiasm, everything, which is not for her taste. She has taken it. She has brought up our children, not only love for her, love for me also, because though I'm not participating much with the children, but she is a real, I would say, spirit behind me for my success. Why I'm saying is, see, I'm a little short-tempered man. I speak to the people straight away, whatever I want to speak straight away in that. I am little, aggressive person in all aspects. But my wife gives me simple thoughts. How to control myself, how to believe people, how not to believe people. See, this is all best thing in the life. Sometimes, you may have difficulties in running a family. She takes care of the family. This is what I have experienced with my wife, is something which cannot be written or expressed in any way. I can say in only simple words only.
Yes. So, can you tell me one of your cherished memories that still is fresh in your mind?
There are so many memories, but my cherished memory is, when I was in a Bangalore Dental College as a teacher, as a chairman of the sports. And in sports, as I told you, I was winning all the jumps, hop, step and jump, pole vault. I'm a barefoot sportsman, pole vault, long jump, broad jump, all jumps along with the sprints. So one of my colleague, he took a challenge with me. You are claimed that you are a champion in jumps. Can you jump from here? He asked me. I said, yes. 10 rupees, 10 rupees. It's not for the money. It is a challenge. It is my best challenge. Still, I remember. So I jumped from 25 feet down. And of course, without knowing what could happen, I was thinking that I can roll like a parachute people. We see cinema, no? parachute people will roll and go like that. I'm not a trained parachute trainer, but I thought that, and I thought, but when I reaching the land, I saw a lot of bricks around. So I'll have to land on my foot. And of course, it's a very cherished memory. And I could see that the love of my teacher who was taking care of us in all sports, Dr. Gurdas. He's a radiology professor, Bangalore Medical College. When I went to him for asking him to make an X-ray for me, he said, "What happened?" I told him that I jumped. With that love I can see from him about my concern. He said, "You bloody bastard, what did you do?" Like that, he said. Because he is so angry that I jumped from the height. He said, "You would have been crippled for throughout the life," he said. See, these are the incidents. Of course, there are so many incidents like that, but this is the best incidents where I see the love of my teachers and my mentors. At the same time, my hasty decisions of jumping down from 25 feet, thinking that I can do it, because I'm a champion in jumps, I thought I would do it. So this is one of the biggest lesson I have learned in my life. Of course, I survived.
Yes.
There's a chance. Now, I want to ask you one. What do you want to be?
I want to be a professional social worker to help people to help themselves. In some way or other way, I want to help them to come up in their life.
Now, in your idea of helping the social worker, there are so much of needy people are there.
Yes.
The most important thing what you can do is physically you can do, financially you can do little. But if you can't do it, there will be a lot of anti-people also will be there for you. How you face it?
So, as for me, I don't look for the people who does those things. I just look at myself. My conscience is pure. What I do is okay. Whatever I do is helping the people or not. That's only my focus is on. And I'm not worried about what others do. By looking at my very life or looking at my very action of mine, if someone get inspired, that can bring a change. Rather than if I speak, people may not like it. If I have a desire to help someone, with all means and ways, I will help them out. Through the help of many other people too. And there will be a lot of difficulties and a lot of challenges that I need to face it. But in spite of all that, I'm sure if I have a desire to help someone, that I'll do it. Because there are people who really helps me out in my day-to-day life as well as in all the ways. So I'm sure, even though in spite of all the difficulties and problems which arise in my life, that I can face with the courage and dedication and commitment.
Your social service for the welfare of the humanity.
Yes.
Every social problem, you take it as a challenge. Your intentions are good. You always will win over that challenges.
Thank you, sir. APJ Abdul Kalam says, to shine like a sun, to burn like a sun. You are an example to everyone. You are shining like a sun right now. And your students also are shining across the world. We are so proud to have you in the society, in our life, in the country, in the whole world. Thank you, sir, for being so kind to us.